Like the actions of the Holy Spirit. See, the Holy Spirit, it acts as a helper. It acts as a helper in the life of the believers. Sometimes He's our aid, but sometimes He opposes us in order to turn us into a different direction. And now this is the same function, really, that a woman plays, maybe, like I said, on a smaller level, but it's the same function that she plays with her role with her husband, in the life of her husband. So, think about following the roles that the Holy Spirit plays in our lives and compare them to the role. Think about the roles the Holy Spirit's playing and compare them. I said I hit on a few of them on the last one. Let me hit on these again. Now, this is just, don't believe me, just go and read it. I'm reading you some inserts of this, so this way you can go look at it your whole self. Go look at it and study it out for yourself. You're going to really be glad you did. Remember this. Okay, but the actions of the Holy Spirit, compare it to the roles of a woman. Okay, the Holy Spirit comforts and nurtures, so does a woman. The Holy Spirit teaches and instructs, so does a woman. It displays mercy and grace, so does a woman. The Holy Spirit encourages, so does a woman. The Holy Spirit leads and speaks, so does a woman. He's the unseen one. So often this is true of a woman. She is usually always behind the scenes working. That is so true. He prepares and empowers, so does a woman. Intercedes, testifies, reproves, and so does a woman. See, if you want to know what your duties are as a woman and as a mother, all you have to do is find out the duties of the Holy Spirit. For you are a metaphor. You are a type or metaphor of the Holy Spirit. There is no... That's not saying you're a God, but you're a metaphor. This is... But you got to remember, too. Okay. This is where a lot of people's not getting it. See, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. There's three of the one. There's three separate parts of one. I like to think of them as my own mind. Kind of like a Father, Son, and the children. Of course, I know that may be blasphemous to some people. I don't mean it in that way, but I'm as working together as one family, one unit, one person. It was like one family, but three parts of that one family. That's the way I like to think of it. But, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, it's the three that are one. Okay, so we're not talking about like two different gods here, or three different gods here. They are one and the same. It's literal, because the thing about Yahweh having the control battle with the Holy Spirit. But anyway, Okay, so this is why, man and wives, you have to work together. Men and women should always work together in harmony. Each displaying a facet of the image of our perfect Elohim, God. Neither one should dominate the other. There is no power struggle that should be happening at all. Because male and female created He them in His image. In His image. Created He them in His image. He didn't create one in His image and one in Joe Blow's image or whatever. He created them both in God's image. Hence the image of the Son and the Father. They come together. They work together. They are oneness, and they work together perfectly as one, as male and female, and they come together, working together as one, conformed into one image, and that is His image. And Romans 8:28 chapter, verses 29, 2 Corinthians, 3rd chapter, verses 18. Yes, verse 18, yeah. But anyway, you got to stay in the spirit and not in the flesh or the flesh. You got to stay in the spirit, okay? See, my thing is, a lot of people can misunderstand this, and a lot of people's going to judge it before they even hear it. They'll hear one or two words, and they're going to just like, oh, my stars. Yeah, I'm going to hear it. But the thing of it is what I want you to understand is, like me, I had to come to the understanding that, guess what? the Lord made me a helper, but He didn't make me to help possibly in the same way that He made you to be a helper, because whichever the male is, my counterpart, that's going to be that the Lord gives me, he may not need a cook. My counterpart may be a perfect cook himself. You know it. Or, or he may not, my counterpart may not need nobody knows how to wash clothes or cook or do this or that or whatever, because that's my counterpart is who he is. That's what he does. I mean, so I won't have to worry about doing that stuff, or I didn't have to worry about that stuff. I've learned since then, but, that's another story. And my point is God made us to fit together and to work together. And that's what we should do. And it is no certain role. I mean, that was, I just see, be careful how I say this. We work together. They work together as one. Father, Son, Holy Spirit works together as one. Works together as one. There's no little I's and big U's, or big I's and little U's. That's what it is. There's no big I's and little U's. It's always together as one. You work together. And there's some parts that, one is weaker in, and there's some that just stronger in, and that's where you pick up on each other's lack, and the way that I understand the Proverbs 31 woman now is, hey, guess what? You know what? This I can do, because I know my Father made this as one, and I know it doesn't mean that I have to know how to do everything that they're doing. It means I have a calling, and in my calling, I am not beneath, beside, under, around. I am one with this person, helping them be the best they can be, as they are being one with me, helping me be the best I can be. That together we're being a power team for the Lord. And this means, if I can't sew, either I can learn or he can, or we can learn together. It doesn't matter. Just simple things like that. Just simple things. But we teach. We teach. We do it all too. We don't have to be under men's rule of thumb, because God had His own. Anyway, I know what I want to say, but right now I'm kind of just really tired. But anyway, I do encourage you. It's what is her name? Go listen to her books, and like I said, she definitely don't believe like 99% of the people do, but she is. She's had plenty of training in this and plenty of school, and she knows what she's talking about. She ain't no dummy, and it's Dr. Hollissa Allowayne, and that's Alewine. And go to her site, and she has a really good teachings on basically the Proverbs 31 woman, look on the women of valor. And some of them, I'm not saying you have to agree with all of them, but I am saying that there's some things that It might help you to be the woman you want to be, or find the freedom to be the woman God called you to be. Anyway, love, hug, y'all. Don't forget to pray.